Coming up on the Sunday roast, it is Darcy's birthday. The Blues finally won a game. Dobe.
Jev, we could not be more hungover. The Blues finally get a win. 100K house yesterday. It was so much fun. One of the best days on the calendar. Cannot wait to do it again. Guys, you know where to find us at 100K Sports, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Share it to a mate. Share it to your nan. And also next time, make sure you get to 100K house. Everyone that came yesterday, thank you so much. And we apologise for being so hungover. But it's an awesome ep, Jev.
Enjoy the show. Leave a comment down below on YouTube. Especially rip me about my strong opinion if you want. I don't care. I do.
And now, 100K Sports and PointsBet presents the Sunday Roast.
Welcome back to the 100K Sunday Roast, the show that celebrates the winners and roasts the losers, the show that gives you all the best odds of the bet you weren't on, but wish you were. Joining me as always, Darcy Ballard. It is your birthday, Dobe. Happy birthday. We are doggy's guts. It's late at night, Sunday night. We couldn't get up early to do it. How are you, Dobe?
Jev, I'm good. You sound a bit flat. You sound a bit flat.
No good.
No good. Last night. Good. Got the best year. It was awesome. Pink lemonade in Richmond. We had a great turnout. It was a great day. And then after the party kicked on, we went out, public house, Club Arlo, whatever it was called. But we decided to pull the pin at a reasonable time. We know a few of the boys kicked on to the early hours of today. But we thought, no, we better pull the pin. It was an awesome day. Awesome night. Met some great people. And yeah, honestly, can't wait for the next one. So it was so much fun. We're going to tell you this.
Stories, meeting everyone, couple of stories we got from it. Daisy Thomas does a great, tells some good stories that are so interesting. Then he just goes, you know what? Carlton draft's free for the next hour. Everyone, PointsBet will pay the bill. So everyone just drank free schooners at Carlton draft for an hour. That's the pool Daisy has. And no one flinched tonight, free beers. That was great. It's so many good stories. So just meeting people. So good to finally meet people that DM us and have just listened to us and are fans. And we put multis on together with that are in our Discord chat. It was so good to meet everyone. Have a drink with everyone. A few shots I got bought. Those 5-offs are killing me. Yeah, it was a great day, Pink Lemonade.
If PointsBet say, you know what, we're actually not going to pay for that keg. You always have to pay for it. Ooh. That's going to burn us in the end. But Jev, let's get into it. Thursday night footy. What do you remember about it? It feels like a fucking month and a half ago. Well, so this was a dog's guts game. GWS Essendon.
So now that I'm on Toby Green Tuesdays, every Tuesday's Darts, I'm all in on the journey of GWS and seeing them with a Channel 7 coverage on a primetime game. Just seeing it all, you know, how they just do a bit more when they get on primetime. I loved it. And it's just, I've said this for a couple of weeks now, I'm going to say it again. I just think they're the team to beat. And I'm all in on them. And I know you're all in on the team that played Friday night. I'm staying all in on the Giants. We had a couple of bets about this last night, but I just can't see him losing it. So like last week, it was Finn and Cadman that beat the Cats. This week, it was Tom Green and Stringer. Toby Green's basically like the best role player in the comp right now. Like whatever the team needs him to do, he does. If it's forward pressure, if it's kick 4 goals, if it's go to the midfield and have 20 touches, he's just a wheel in the cog, but he's just the best in the comp at doing it. They're still waiting to get Sam Taylor and Jesse Hogan, who are probably top 3 full forward and full back in the league, back, who have had a little bit of time off their legs. Hopefully they're not rusty. Hopefully they play 4 weeks in a row before finals or something. Like, I don't know. They finally got Cogs back, but Josh Kelly didn't play. So those two haven't played one game together this season. I'd probably say Lockie Ash and Lockie Whitfield are the best halfback duo in the comp. You know, the Saints might have something to say about that. But at clearances, it's Finn and Tom Green, and then they use their other midfielders to stand on the opposition's best midfielders. But when the ball's in play, Ash and Whitfield just become midfielders, and they're as good as anyone getting the ball off halfback. They always get their 28, 29 touches and kill you. They put so much talent in that forward line. Like it's Stringer, on grand final day or prelim final day, it's going to be Tobes, Stringer, Jesse Hogan, Aaron Cadman, Callum Brown, who's a hard matchup, Jake Riccardi, Toby Bedford's going to roll through there, Darcy Jones is going to roll through there. Like it's just so much talent through there. I see it. And now, because I speak to Tobes every week, like it's all on purpose. When they had that flat patch through the middle of the season, he sort of hinted to us like it was a heavy training load. And now they're just priming for the right time of the year. And I know it's Essendon and they were missing 14 guys. But when you see it on a primetime game, you're just like, you can see it. They only play one team in the top 8 to finish the season. They're going to be on a 8-game win streak, probably going into, I think they're on a 5-1 now going into the first final. I don't see them losing another game for the year. They play the Swans this week, who they haven't beaten. So this is their last big game of the year. They beat the Swans. They end the Swan season. They can't beat the Swans at the moment. It's sort of like they've ticked every box. Who's going to stop them? They're still alive to finish top 4, top 3, probably not top 2. So like, it's just, I'm all in.
I'm glad you are. You watched the game on the weekend. They didn't get out of second gear. Like, even though there wasn't that much scoring at the start, and then once they did, they kicked like 5 in a row. The amount of times that the Giants got it and would just handball over their head to no one in the corridor and just saying, like, we actually are going to back our guys on a loose ball. Like, we don't even know if anyone's there. Like, just dinky little stuff that you wouldn't do against a good side. And they just carved them up. As I said, can't really give shit to Essendon when they don't have the cattle. Like, they just don't. And it's so upsetting. So, do they trade Zach Merritt? Like, is it, I know it's sort of flirting around it, but it's like, you don't have Nick Martin next year, pretty much for 12 months. Does he go, like, I know a lot of clubs that would love to have him as a cream on top player. And what do you get back? 2 firsts? Obviously, Tabby coming in, you get a little bit more talent. Like, is that probably what the Bombers need? Like, another 2 young draft picks? Because let's say, like, honestly, when are they going to be playing really good, heavy football up until finals? Maybe another 5 or 6 years? I think Merritt's missed the window at the Bombers. Like, why not let him go?
It's a tough one because you ask, some people are ready for the Bombers to be good next year or the year after, right? We've said this forever. Dyson Heppel and Joe Watson went their whole careers being the captain of the club without winning a final at the Bombers. And it can't happen to Zach Merritt as well. So, like, next year's the year, so he stays around, and then next year's not the year. Next year's the year, and he stays around, and that's not the year. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we've wasted Zach Merritt's career as well. So if you're doing it, it's this year. He's asking price to be at the highest it's been.
Yeah.
He's actually, nah. This one's just off the top of my head. You go.
No, you go.
So the Blues, if you're going to go back, if the Carlton are going to go back with Curnow, Mackay, Wiedering, Walsh, Cripps next year, would you give up Jagger Smith for Zach Merritt straight swap? And go in on these 5 guys in their prime right now. You've never seen Jagger play. No one's ever seen him play.
Good question. No, I still think we need a few bits around the edges.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm like,
because I think we're going
Carlton. Is he that little bit more speed and class you need in that mid? And everyone goes down a rung, and it's like you just lose a guy you've never seen play, and that deal gets it done. Essendon get this young gun midfielder who's potentially pick 1 this year.
Yeah, no, I actually don't mind it. But how about the package, Jev? So how lean does he look?
This is great.
How fit does he look? It looks like they've just had him in the hyperbaric chamber for like 4 weeks, and he come out, his face looks leaner, and he's just running on top of the ground. And they were obviously trying to get it to him early. Like, Toby kicked one over his head in the first quarter, but he started to take the marks, get into him. And that's what they need, just another spark plug in the side. Imagine him in a big final.
Especially,
like he's
been 3 weeks in a row, he's just dominated his moments. And he had 3 and 18 touches. Like, he was awesome. He was just and he played as he looked like Jason Dunstall at full forward for a while. Like, he was their full forward that night. He looked great. He was moving great. I don't know if it's because he's basically 30 now and he's just mature and it's just business now. But like he said after the game, what was the conversation like with you and Kingers about you being a bit overweight? He goes, it wasn't a conversation. They're just like, if you want to play, you're fat. So it wasn't a conversation between me and Kingers. It was, you're fat, you got to get fitter. I just love that. Like, cut the shit, cut the flirting with him like, oh, we really want you at the Giants. Tell him how it is. And if you want to be in this side, you do this. And he did it. And you could see it in him. He's like, he's just business. I speak to Tobes. It's just all business at GWS. Yes, they've got these young superstars in Cadman and Finn and stuff. These older blokes, they've been to prelims. They've lost. They've got some of the most heartbreaking finals losses you'll ever see. Yeah. So pumped by Richmond on, who pumped them grand final day? Yeah, Richmond pumped them grand final day. That 1 point loss to Collingwood in the prelim. Last year, the loss to Brisbane in the finals. You just go through all their finals losses and you're like, they're not here to lose again in the finals.
No.
There's no conversations.
Some odds in this one. There wasn't actually that much money to be made. Callahan had 33. Him and Tom Green are both waxing on and off. So good at the moment. $1.90, $1.57, not much. Stringer for 3 was 255. Peter Wright for 2 was 230. Callum Brown for 2 was 215. Riccardi for 2 was $2. And Grujewski for 2 was 260. And Liam McMahon in his debut game for the Bombers kicked 2. He was $3. So he was on Carlton's VFL list and got drafted in the mid-season draft for the Bombers. They picked him up. He came in, kicked 2 snags. So that was probably the highlight of the night for the Bombers.
I'll give Bombers a bit of credit. That you could tell they didn't have the cattle on the field, but you could see it on the TV. They had the structure on the field. Like they knew what they were trying to do out there. They just didn't have the talent to execute. So
100%.
hopefully it starts working out. We're not going to roast them. Move on. Friday night, the Lions get it done. This game was a banger as well. This was just 2 heavyweights just throwing punch for punch, and the Lions were just better. And I swear every time we talk about the Dogs dust, you go, oh, they were just going haymaker for haymaker with top 8 sides, but they lost. Haymaker for haymaker with top 8 sides, but they lost. They never win these games. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, like, lock them into the prelim. I'm regretting the fuck out of that because they just don't win big games. They look great. Richards looks great. Bont looks great. You know, everyone looks great. Darcy does his thing, but they lose every time. And it's just like, what's going on at the Dogs?
It's crazy. They're only they're a game out of the 8, and then you're 1 game behind them.
I know.
Which is crazy to think. Which is so crazy to think that, like, you think where the Swans have been all year, and we think about how highly we talk about the Dogs. Like, everyone's almost mentally put a line through the Swans for the year.
Yeah,
I know there's still a chance, but mentally. But then when you look at the Dogs, everyone's like, oh no, they'll probably make a good push in finals. They're out of the 8. Yeah. And there's a chance that they might not make the 8, which is crazy. Yeah. Yes, I know they play a great free-flowing football going forward, but fuck, they've got to shore some stuff up on the back end because when other sides can score or you have another talented midfield like Brisbane do, they're going to carve you up. So on the weekend, that's exactly what we saw from the midfielders. Will Ashcroft 3, his brother kicked 2, and they're just so dangerous going forward. And if those 2 don't kick 1, McCluggage will kick 1 week.
Yep.
Lachlan Neale will kick 1.
Yep.
Their midfield is fucking unbelievable.
So,
they do it all. And again, if Josh Dunkley comes to you, you've been blessed. Like, congratulate. Like, take that as a badge of honor. It's like, all right, I'm probably the best player in this side. Thanks for coming to me. And it's crazy that the Dogs had him. They had Bailey Smith, even Patrick Lipinski. Like, say what you want about him. Like, he's a great ball. The Dogs recruiting, they just fucking get it right.
Yeah.
It's so good. But yeah, I do think Brisbane are the team to beat. Same thing how you said the Giants are all business. So are Brisbane. They know they rock up to games. They're just like very level-headed, never get too high, never get too low. If they lose, it's like, it's fine. We move on. It's a long season. And they just get it done. I fucking love the Lions. Everything about them.
So we heard a take last night I've never thought about, but I absolutely loved it. We were about 200 beers deep. It's probably 1 a.m. at this stage. But our man Matt Petering goes to us. He goes, this Lions midfield is better than the 3-peat Lions midfield. I just never heard anyone say it. And he's like, yeah, I just think it's straight up better. Whether you agree with it or not, I'm like, then I thought about it like, how much was I as a Swan supporter whinging about like, oh, bring Errol back into this side and we'll be good again. But it was just like you take out Errol and we go from the top of the ladder to out of the 8. You could take out right now, if they miss Ashcroft for a week, wouldn't matter. If Lachie Neale missed a week, wouldn't matter. Dunkley missed a week, wouldn't matter. Like you just plug in, plug and play. Cam Rayner comes in, Dunkley, Zach Bailey, who else? Zorko. They roll out like 10 borderline A-grade midfielders onto the park and everyone can go through there. If McCluggage sat out next week, you wouldn't even notice. And then he comes back and Lachie Neale has a rest. You wouldn't even notice. Like Levi Ashcroft goes into there. It's like there is 10 near A-grade midfielders on that list. And it's like, it is a great call.
And that's why we said with touches in this game, there'll be a lot of guys that get 20, which we did hit. But it's not only that they all get 20 to 25, they all use it unbelievably. Yeah. Like inside, they can all go inside, outside, and then that next kick in the corridor. And then you get guys like Zorko that can release and go forward. I just think they're a fucking good side. As we said, the next few weeks, like the 8's almost set. But then I can't wait for the finals to hit where we actually get everyone's best product in a single game knockout season because it's going to be fucking great to finally get the end product of these sides. Same as we usually say with Geelong, they're just coasting. It's like, just let's see them in a big final. I want to see them in Collingwood in the first final.
So you and me have been seat 1A and 1B on the Will Ashcroft plane for a long time now. Can you never let me post a pyramid again without him in it? He's
Yeah.
in, and he's in for good. He's a top 21 player in the comp.
Yes, fucking oath. But even as we said, it's like there's all these other guys who are like he probably is, but it's like
you can still with him. You can still make the argument. He's like 23rd. Like he's so good, and he's just getting better. And I'll never forget grand final day last year, sitting like row 2 and being on the same level as him, and he's just cooking us. All right, let's get some odds. Riley West for 4. Have a guess what he was for 4.
18.
46 to 1.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it when I did this odds. $46. They must have thought he was going to get Starcevich. So Will Ashcroft for 3. You couldn't get him for 3, but he was $9 for 2. Loman was $2.60 for 2. Jared Berry was $11 for 2, and Levi Ashcroft was $8.50 for 2. Bailey Dale 33. He was $3.80 for 30, and then these guys are all 25 touches. Dunkley $2.40, Richards $1.60, Hugh $1.60, Will Ashcroft $1.50, Dane Zorko $1.70, and that was really it was just betting everyone for 20 basically in this game was where you're going to make your money. Sam Darcy only kicked the 1, Hitwood didn't kick 1, Norton kicked his couple, but there wasn't much value there. Das rolling on 100k house, first game, early start, Hawks Port at Tassie. Yes, we were drinking and speaking to people, but every time I looked up, someone was slipping over or was going out in the full because it was windy as. I don't know if this was the greatest game ever. We probably didn't watch it in depth as we probably should have, but I can tell you a few things that happened. Talk to me.
Yeah. Oh, I remember we kept looking up because we had at the 100k house, we're doing a segment every quarter time. We had Daisy on at half time. So we had a bit going on. I went back and watched a bit of the mini. It was actually a pretty good game up into 3/4 time. And because we had our Chislers there, so we're like, Gunston's got 2, perfect. We can tick that off. We know the Wiz had 1 early. John Newcomb only had the 4 touches at half time.
What the hell? Who went to him?
I don't know. I don't know if he just wasn't getting near it because we didn't really have the commentary on, but I was trying to keep up with it. But all I know is only the 2 goals up at 3/4 time, and then they just fucking kicked away in the last quarter. And then we just looked at each other like, of course Dylan Moore had a 2-goal, 32-touch game in Tassie in the wet. Of course he did, and we didn't get on him. Like, how dumb are we? But the Hawks kicked away. As you said, you were ready to absolutely go through them if they lost. This is a game that they had to win. I love Jack Ginnivan's little celebration.
So did Ken. That was just great theatre.
Hey, he gets it.
Ken doesn't have to go into retirement with any grudges or anything. It's like, good on him.
No.
That was funny. Oh, it was so good by everyone involved. I rated it.
It's good. And massive game. This is the first game that Butters hasn't had 25 in about fucking 25 weeks.
Yeah.
Couldn't get near it. Gunston kicked 2. Now, I know that I saw Mitch Lewis went off as the sub.
Yep.
Was that, I'm not sure if it was completely tactical or if he had a niggle. I'm sure.
From what I hear, I think it was tactical. I think he's all good.
Yeah, good. But the thing, every time you look at it, because we were saying a few weeks ago, I'm not sure if Cole Shadir, where he comes back in, he's going to play forever.
He was so good.
He's honestly going to play forever. Like he's a bona fide starter in that side. I'm not sure if I guess you sort of got to keep Mitch Lewis because Gunston's eventually going to retire. So then at least you got Lewis and then you've got Cole Shadir as well. Or do you try and just build him up and then try and trade him out to a side that needs another key forward? But I think you do hold on to him. I think you do.
He's a gun. Every time you looked up, he was taking a big mark or saying there was a bit of spice early in the game. There was 3 goals kicked in the first minute of this game, Das. So Georgiades kicked one in the first minute. Then Sicily gave away a free kick. There was another one. Then the Hawks kicked one. It's like, here we go. This game's going to be a banger, but it did so down. Then Jarman Impey kicked 3 in a row in the 4th quarter. What did Jarman Impey pay for 3, Das? You wouldn't have been able to get him for 3, surely.
Nah, so I'll do the odds now. So Gunston for 3 was $2.60. Jarman Impey, you could only get him for 1 snag at $7.
Oh,
he kicked 3 goals too. Cole
in
Shadir,
the quarter? I think it was all in the 4th quarter.
I think so. Cole Shadir kicked 2 at $2.20. Lukosius 2 at $2.85. Georgiades 2 at $1.77. Dylan Moore for 2 at $3.40. Dylan Moore for 30 touches so you couldn't even get him for 30 touches, but for 25 it was $9. Warple for 25 was 3. Jarman Impey for 25 was 5. Jace Burgoyne for 25 was 9. And Kane Farrell for 25 was $4.75. So it was heaps of money for the half-backers. That's just a half-back central game. Just get on all the backline guys.
Get on the half-back and in the wind.
This is like the 4th time this year Jace Burgoyne's had $25 and he's been $9+
every time.
Every time, because he must get one every. We'll call him the tampon. He's in for 1 week, out for 3. You bet on him once every 4 weeks. Find the cycle and then we back him.
I don't know if the tampon's going to stick, but we can call him that on the show.
I reckon it will. I reckon it's a good gag. Next
Das,
game,
what's the
Jev.
population of planet Earth?
Oh,
8
population.
billion-ish.
Yeah.
There's one person out of that 8 billion that can walk off with the stat line of 5 goals and 34 touches. And his name's Isaac Heaney. He's the only person on earth that can do that right now, Das. And I know you've said, what did Jason Dunster do one day?
Oh, he had I think
27 and 13 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And what did Lee Matthews do one day as well?
Oh,
40 and 8 or something.
Yeah, he did something fucked.
Yeah. He's the only guy that plays right now that can walk off with that stat line. He's the most reliable, hardworking, honest midfielder. Like, he's just turned himself into honest midfielder, but he's still that all-Australian forward. He kicked 2 on his left, 3 on his right. Just everything about his game was perfect. I know they only give out 10 coaches votes to us. That's a 15 coaches votes, 4 Brownlow medal sort of game. Like, that's a big day. He was unbelievable.
Is he your favourite Swan of all time?
Well, just because he's current, like right now, I'm like, yeah, 100%. But I remember Buddy in his prime, and I'm like, this bloke is unbelievable. Like, just the way he made the Swans must watch. But I don't know. I do love Isaac Heaney so much, so much. The North are cheeks, Das. I'm sorry,
cheeks.
they're just cheeks.
They are cheeks. They're no good.
They're crap.
No good. I was trying to think. You know, he said there's only one man on the planet that could walk off with 5 and 34. I'm pretty sure Toby Green had a day where he had 42 and 7.
I went on going on with Tobes tomorrow. I was going to say my thing, 8 billion people. I'm like, you know what, Tobes? I reckon you might be someone that could do that as well.
No, I think I
wouldn't be surprised if Tobes had 30 and 5 one day.
No, I think he had 42 and 7. I'm not even kidding.
Going to look at that.
No, I'll try and. I swear he had 42 and 7, like 13 clearances. It was fucked.
It's a big day.
I'll find it. I'll try and find it.
Yeah, because I'm seeing him tomorrow. Oh, God.
But yeah, Jeff, they're cheeks. And like when you look at all the stats for the game, it's like so many guys just kick 1 goal, and not that many people have touches. You take Isaac Heaney out of that game, it's actually probably a close game. Isaac just
North
tore
had
it
a
open.
crack.
He just tore it open.
North had a crack. We let him in. They reckon the Swans' pressure was deplorable, and we were letting them around, but we just sort of backed ourselves with too much talent. I've got not a theory on the Swans, Das, but like last year, like Errol, Chad, and Isaac were all top 10 players in the whole comp for basically the whole year. We were nearly the best team of all time. You know, lost grand final. I reckon, like, imagine rocking up to preseason to do it again and to try and reach the level Chad, Errol, and Isaac reached last year. And then at the start of the year, they were just like, you think they were A++ last year. They were probably only A-, but then they were feeling the pinch of them just not being as good as last year. And then there was doubts. I reckon they just got to the bye. The season was basically over. They're like, boys, just start having fun again. Like, just let's go have some fun out there, see what we can do. And now all of a sudden they just, like yesterday, they were just flicking the ball by hand through the corridor, get into a kick it along Heaney. Chad kicked 1 goal, 3. Errol kicked another goal. Just, we've got, like, the role players look good again. Like, Braden Campbell, James Jordan. We've introduced Angus Sheldrick. They're starting to look good. Callum Mills has come back. Nick Blakey's getting a bit looser. It's like, I know they're talking about, they're like, let's just win every week. 5 to go, and let's see how we go. And they've just, like, simplified. It's like, let's just go on a win streak. Let's just keep winning every week, go on a win streak, and we'll see where we're at by the end of the season because they had to simplify. But it's just good to see the freedom again and watching them just flick it through the corridor a bit. And I'm enjoying watching the Swans again for sure.
I do want to say, so Heaney will be leading your best and fairest.
Yep.
How high will Brodie Grundy be in your team's best and fairest this year? Because the second half of this year, he has been fucking awesome. He took a bit of a liking to Bryn Teakle yesterday. Just a touch.
I'll tell you another thing that jumps off the screen. So last week, the tap to Errol, like perfect ruckman. Yesterday to Heaney, he won this tap where he tapped it over the whole contest in the forward half, and Heaney he just sprinted out of the stoppage and he hit it into his space, and Heaney finished with a snap. And it's like, I know Swans fans are pushing hard for Brodie Grundy to be the All-Australian ruckman because he's had the big last 10 weeks of the year. But like when you actually giving goal assists to guys in the forward line. You're like, that's the best thing a ruckman can do. Like, put it down the throat and the player finishes it.
Yep.
Tobes was telling me that on Toby Green Tuesdays. He's like, he had to apologise to Kieran Briggs. Briggs had a massive day at West Coast. Tobes missed 4 snaps from just service he gave him. He's like, I'm so sorry. Briggs had the biggest day ever. That's the best thing a ruckman can do. And Grundy's doing it once or twice a week, every single week at the moment. Like, that's all we can ask for. So, yeah, he's been great. He'll be second in the BNF for sure.
That's why, there was nothing better than playing under Tom Fenwick, Jev. He would just feed it down your throat in juniors. Big Tommy. Shout out Tommy Fenwick.
He had no tab. He just used
he did. He had a bit of finesse, Tommy. He just put it, mate. He had a 360 wrist. You just go like this. You ask him any time of the clock, Jev. You go like this. Boom, boom. He was a beautiful tap ruckman, old Tommy.
So I know. So GWS Friday night, Das. If we win, I'm going to start believing. I'm going to start fucking believing, and it's going to kill me. But who knows?
I can't wait to guess the line when we get into the next one because I have no idea what that one's going to be.
You got some odds.
I do have some odds. Heaney for 5. If you're the Heaney day, Jev, mind you, if you put this in your bet slip, I would have been like, I guess it's a chance. But Heaney for 5 was $46, and Heaney for 30 was $5.50. So if you had that day, that would have
basically for Heaney's game.
It would have been awesome. Cooper Harvey for 2 was $3.60. Jack Bully, your man Jev, for 2 at $2.70. Blakey for 25 at $3. Callum Mills for 25 at $2.25. Josh Simpkin for 25 at $4.75. Caleb Daniels for 25 was fuck all. And Chad Warner for 25 at $2.85 because he's been a bit hit and miss. Sometimes he's at like 17, 18.
Yeah.
Other times he's at like 26, 27 plus. So a bit up and down, but you still could have made a bit of money, especially on the Heaney, especially on the big Heaney.
All right, this is where I've got to apologise to anyone listening tonight, Das. I haven't seen 1 second of Carlton Melbourne or West Coast Richmond. Then I was supposed to watch the minis in a bit today. I was too dusty. You know, when you're that hungover, it's like no screens, nothing, just on the couch having deep breaths. Like, that's what I was doing. So I'm sorry. All I've seen is the Stephen May incident, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Carlton Melbourne, can you tell me anything about this game?
Yeah. Very similar to what you said about how the Swans at halftime almost said, let's play with a bit of freedom in the bye. That's what it looked like last night. Same thing. The crowd never got too high, never got too low. We looked like a side that wasn't going to play finals. Like when we were kicking goals, it wasn't like, come on. Like it was just like, all right, there we go. Like it was just positive, if that makes sense. Like it looked like we were playing like, we're just playing for a bit of pride. We're playing for next year. It was a pretty good game, actually. Like I think it was the first time in a few weeks our skills were a lot better. We were using the ball. Charlie kicked a few early. Ashton Moyer kicked 4. So that's the same thing. Just keep playing him. He was like a top 20 draft pick. He's kicking a fair few goals in the 2. So he kicked 4 last night, which is really good to see. Cripps got a fair bit of it in the middle. As we said, Carlton and Melbourne, the last 6 games have been 10 points or under. The last 6 games.
Yeah.
We just match up really well against them. Same thing last night. 8 points in it. Cozzy Pickett is a freak. He's a fucking freak. He kicked 5 goals. He set shots from inside 40. If he has to snap, he's close to 90%. On the ground, on the run. He's just as good. Out of midair. He's a fucking freak. Is he probably A1, the biggest nightmare to play on if you had to?
Can you imagine 23? He's so talented. I think that's talented.
I think that's the 3rd or 4th time this year he's had 5 and 20.
Yeah, is this he'd be the closest to Cyril since Cyril, wouldn't he?
100%.
I've never actually thought of that out loud, but it's like this is just is this Cyril again, like second coming to Cyril? And he probably does it a little bit different. Whereas Cyril, you were terrified to have possession in the back 50 because he'd tackle you holding the ball, because he is just a great midfielder and a great small forward.
So Cyril was more like, Morris Rioli, how he's just like all defense first.
Yeah.
Like he just tackles. Cyril could do that. That's when he came in the league. He's just tackling everyone down. Yeah. But he can finish. Like, Morris Rioli couldn't blow out a candle on a candle cake. I'm telling you, like he does everything, but he just misses his boot, shanks balls, but his effort's there. Like he just can't finish old Morris. But Cozzy Pickett can. He's you would just hate to play on him. And that's why obviously the D's was so certain and like they just had to lock him in.
Yeah,
people the contract's too big. If he leaves the club, he's the biggest draw card. And as long as you can keep his mind right, you pay him well, he'll rock up to training. How many people would want to come play with him?
Yeah.
Like he's a freak.
And he's so good.
He's bums on seats. You just market
100%.
your whole team around Cozzy.
He is bums on team. He's so good. What was I going to say?
Sorry, the way they were talking about in the commentary, Sam Doherty, they're like, as he came in, he's like, trying to kick a big goal for the Blues. They're like, we're not sure how much longer we got to see him. So I think it's pretty well known that this will be his last year.
Yeah.
And then he'll finish it up. Just the size of Wiedering. He's so fucking big, man.
It's huge.
His quads are huge. Yeah, what do you reckon about the May incident?
Well, when I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's weak. And then I heard Kane Corns talk about it. He goes, I'm not sure what else he could have done. He actually got everything about it perfect. He thought he was getting the ball at the same time. It's not like he was late. It was like milliseconds late. He didn't choose to bump. He still kept his body like he was picking up the ball. He didn't tense up to protect himself. He ran through. He sort of took the ball with him. He just also killed. Who'd he kill? Who was it?
I think it was Frankie Evans, I think.
He just killed Frankie Evans. And then I also heard Kane Corn saying, like, it's going to be really disappointing if he gets 3 weeks. And then David King saying that deserves 6. So they're going to go at it. Yeah, they're going to go at it at Fireball tomorrow. So I can't wait to listen to that.
I saw it straight away. I'm like, that's not a fucking suspension. You can't.
You put your head over the ball. He did everything right.
Encourage people to be first to the ball in a contact game, and there's contact, and then you suspend someone. Like, he didn't go out there tucking his arm trying to smack. He tried to run for a fucking open ball. It's what they do. Like, there's going to be fucking accidents. Like, you have to allow for accidents. And I'm like, I know there's head injuries. Fuck, mate, it's the game.
Yeah.
You play the game. You can't suspend everyone. So they just meant to both slow down and just sort of wrap it up. That's all the game is. Like, you want to be harder, faster, stronger. You want to intimidate people. If you're able to run in and you're the harder player, maybe someone takes a backward step, you win the possession, you go. Think Braden Maynard's going to slow down?
Yeah.
Perfect example. I know he ran through fucking Brayshaw, which probably isn't the best example of that. But every contest he goes to, he goes a million miles an hour. If you know if Brozzy's there, you either have to go a bit harder or most guys step away because they don't want the contact. It's just part of the game. I'll be so disappointed if it's a suspension. And that's one thing that me and you always do. We never get caught up in free kicks and suspensions. Like, we don't give a fuck about that because it's just like, people just worry about all that shit. It's like, we have no control over it. Yeah. But that one will be real disappointing, I think, if it is a suspension.
Talk about a bit of karma, though. He did get subbed off because Tom DeConning kneed him in the back of the head and took a bit of a hanger. So, like, I know Kane Corns always says that, like, if we're going to suspend because the player got concussed, is the hanger going to get taken out of our game? So if Tom DeConning puts a knee in the back of May's head, will he start getting suspended? So it's a fucking tough one. I actually don't think about it that much, but of course I don't want to see players get concussed, but I just don't let that bother me. Just got one more trade proposal for you. I know, because it's the Blues. Are you looking for players or picks, you reckon? I got two different. It's the same club.
I want a good bill of health and a very good preseason. We made a prelim 2 years ago and we looked like everyone was running really well and our skills were good. With those players, we made a prelim. Like, you guys, even when we beat you guys in the final, you guys still had a really good side.
Yep.
Then you made like the grand final next year. We beat you. Yeah. With that team. So I want to see us run it back, have another really good preseason, and then if we dog it one more time, then I really want some big changes. I'm sure there will be some change at the end of the year, but I'm still keen to, let's get the young fella in. We've got a few more young kids coming through. Let's see if we can keep this nucleus together for one more big ride before I see a big change. That's what I want to see first.
So if I'm the Bulldogs and I'm Bontempelli, who hasn't signed yet, but to get Bont's signature, you go, I'm sorry, like they say what LeBron does, is like, I don't care about the future of the Dogs because I'm playing right now in my prime. I want you to call Carlton and ask what it takes to get Jacob Wiedering and get it done, right? So I was thinking 2 firsts and Cody Waitman. Is that enough for Jacob Wiedering?
No, we need him.
What about 1 first, Cody Waitman and Joel Frazier for Jacob Wiedering?
I just don't think they would get rid of him. Like, whether I say yes or no, I just don't think the club would ever get rid of him.
2 first, Waitman, Frazier for Jacob Wiedering.
I don't think they say yes.
I just want to know. I want to know if anyone would do this deal. Because if I'm Bont, it's like, I'm not signing pen to paper until I know you're making phone calls to get the best key defender out there you can get.
I always wonder how it plays on their mind. because they want to win. They're just like, fuck.
Because if you
And
watch
it's not like
the other
basketball
night,
where it's
it's like,
5-on-5 on court. Like, do you reckon he sits down with Bevo? Like, how much pull do these players? He's like, I want to win a flag.
yeah,
Go tell them to go get a fucking another. Hey, look, I love Liam Jones. He's a good bloke. But he's halfway out the door. Go get me someone.
he deserves it.
Yes, he does.
You see last week when he had 37, it was nearly the best game of all time in a loss. And then this week, he had a few bad moments, but just watching him play, like, this bloke is the best player I've ever seen. What more do I need to do? And it's like, because we can't defend at all. So just, even if it's Stephen May, if it's, I don't know, Jake Lever, who else? Cal Wilkie?
Jake Lever's a perfect one. He's
What
actually
about Cal Wilkie? Is he gettable from the Saints? Well, like, call the Saints and go, you've now got the Flying Viking, Alex True, Callum Wilkie. We've got for you, who's a midfielder? We'll give you Joel Fraser. You're hanging for a midfielder, and we'll give you a first-round pick. Please. What else do you want? What contract do you want? We need you while Bont's still in his prime. Like, they need to do it.
They've got it. They definitely have to look after him. Some odds in this game quickly. We had Cozzy Pickett for 5, which was $16. Ashton Moyer kick 4. You could only get him for 3 at 11. Charlie Curnow for 3 at $2.75. Cripps for 25 was $1.87. Trent Rivers for 25 was $3. Jake Barrett for 25 was $2.85. And Christian Salem for 25 was $3.40. Again, Jev, he'll play 300 games for Melbourne, and in 10 years' time, no one will know who the hell Christian Salem was. I've never known a player go under the radar more. Doesn't do any media, doesn't do nothing. I don't even think he reads books, goes fishing. He doesn't do anything. Just plays footy and sits at home under his blanket. Like, you're honest, no one knows anything about Christian Salem.
All right, that's moving on. I love that take. Until the premiership is won, is there a supporter base happier than the Richmond Football Club this year?
They've had the best year ever.
Oh, their line was 2.5. They've won 4. They've taken the piss out of the bookies, basically.
4 or 5.
Have they won 5 now, have they? Yeah, they're on 20 points. They've won 5. Like, good on them. Carlton are on 28. Melbourne and Essendon are on 24. They're 1 win behind
The same with St
Melbourne
Kilda.
and Richmond.
The same as St Kilda.
Same as St Kilda. They've got North's first round pick. They're going to have pick 2 and pick 4.
They've fucking done it. On it. Can you imagine if the Tigers win a flag in 3 years and Tim's just like, I've done it. Imagine the Giants don't win one and then Tim and the Tigers win one. And he's just like, I fucking did it. I did it.
It's so impressive. It just shows when clubs build a foundation that is now that football club. So Geelong are never bad because they've got a foundation. Collingwood are never going to be bad again because they've got, like, the Swans were never really bad. Richmond were always that club that was bad. Now, like, Cochin and Dusty and Dimmer set the pathway, and now everyone that comes through just knows what it takes, and like they've got it going. I'm so happy for them. This year is unbelievable. Oh, we were like, take the under on 2.5. If it was 1.5, I was going to take the under. I'm like, it'll be 1 or none. We were flirting with 0 wins. They've won 5. What a team.
100%. And the fact that they were able to just fucking like dominate this game. Like, we checked the score. It was like 90 points to 38. Yes. And we're just like, what the fuck is going on?
They've kicked 16-9, 105 points. They've almost 50 points on the road with a bunch of kids on the field.
They're a fucking
no Bolton, no Lynch. Toronto's had 33 and 30 and 3, and Hoppers had 33 and 2. Midfielders eat against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Absolutely eat.
And this is what we said. We've said it the last fucking 2 years. Bet on Tim Taranto. He will feed your family.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Tim is an absolute grinder. He's just a workhorse. And I just fucking love exactly what you said. When they didn't teeter around with this like slow rebuild, they just ripped the Band-Aid off. They're like, let's get as many picks as we can in. Let's nail this draft.
Yeah.
And then let's reload for the next few years. And it's so good to see. So same thing. I didn't see much of this game. I saw a little bit. One thing we were right on, we said, let's get on Harley Reid for more touches and more goals because he's going to be playing more midfield minutes towards the back end of the year, which he did. He had another
fit. He looks happy. Saw a post today about how his management approach West Coast about like what's the contract going to look like. They're talking $20 million contract might be put in front of him. He'll get like 5 Hungry Jacks as well, which will be income for the rest of his life. Like,
Well, the Shark had it. The Shark had a take. You
What's
might not
the
like it. You know, it's don't draft Dersmers.
yeah.
But if West Coast draft young William Dersmer,
Oh, here we go.
and then they make a trade for Yasmin to go to West Coast,
Oh,
keep
here
him
we go.
happy. They
Is that
keep
what
him
you
happy.
do to keep Harley Reid? Do people in WA just love Hungry Jack stars? Like, there's a few around Melbourne. Like, we eat it occasionally. All we hear about is just you eat Hungry Jacks over there. If anyone, any Perth fans
Mate,
listen,
to be fair, we used to go there
HJs.
all the time. Free refills, $2 cheesies. We used to live there at school holidays.
Oh,
Hungry Jack-
God.
Hungry
I
Jack's
didn't
is
see
underrated.
much of this game. I'm happy Harley Reid had 27-2. Some big numbers.
Yeah, I'll give you some odds.
Apparently, Liam Ryan kicked a banger of a goal. Tyranno's had 30-3. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened in this game.
Nah, Tim
Had an
Taranto
all-time hangover.
for 3, you couldn't get on him, but for 2 was $8.50. Mansell for 3 was $5. Jonty Fall for 2 was $2.60. Harley Reid for 2 was $4.40. Liam Ryan for 2 was $2.35. Jacob Hopper for 2 is $16. He's having a fucking good year, Jacob Hopper. Like a very, very good year. Seth Campbell for 2 is $2. Hopper for 30 was $2.90. Liam Duggan for 30 was $4.30. Taranto for 30 was $2.90. Harley Reid for 25 was $3. Jack Ross for 25 was $6. Liam Baker for 25 was $2.90. Nick Veloston for 25 was $4.30. And that wraps up Saturday. So now on to Sunday, Jev. We've got 3 games to get through.
So I have a terrible sleep, Das. Terrible sleep. Up and down, whizzing all night. Get up, go and get myself some charcoal chicken right before this game starts. Geelong St Kilda. Charcoal chicken, eat my charcoal chicken, put it on the TV, close my eyes for 2 seconds. I'm a bit buggered. Wake up to the cat singing the song. What the hell happened in this game? I didn't see it a second. I'm so sorry to anyone that's listened to the roast. I didn't see 1 second. I'm so sorry. You need to take over. Morgan's going to kill us. I don't know what happened. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Can you please tell me what happened in this game?
I did the same. I Guzzi fell asleep.
Oh, so I got a couple of text messages about how good Nasai was. He had 36-2 and like 14 clearances or something. He's the most watchable player in the game, I'm telling you. He's unbelievable. Yes, whatever he costs, pay him. Pay him whatever it takes. He's so watchable. He's bums on seats. Like, you need him playing for the Saints. Jez kicked 5. I think it was the most nonchalant 5 ever. Sean Manor had a big day. He had 20-3. 3 goals, 3 as well. I don't know what happened. Nass had 36. Sinclair had 33. Holmes had 30. Bailey Smith had a shocker. Bailey Smith, if he finishes the season like shit, it's just going to be so disappointing.
He's going to cop it. He's going to fucking cop it because they're in the best spot. And the way that he was playing, they're like, this is exactly what we got you here for.
Yes.
You want to win? You want team success? Let's get amongst it. Now, I did watch most of the first quarter. Jack Martin took a few really nice marks. Same thing. If they can get him right, that's another perfect forward for him. But even though they've been playing him a little half back, Sean Mannor's just a crafty forward.
Yeah.
Dempsey plays awesome. They're just a fucking good side. Same thing again. You don't really care what they do from now until the end of the season. You're just like, what are they going to do come finals? And then that's when you want to see them go. The only thing which we actually don't mind with that question mark is when Brisbane flogged them at home.
Yeah.
And that was just when it was Danger's 350th. They looked like that they were a little bit relaxed, and that's almost a great game to lose. So then you know that Chris Scott, hey, no, this is a big final now. We don't want this. Remember how relaxed we were? Let's fucking switch on. And same thing. They're just going to keep winning these games. I just can't believe St Kilda on the same amount of wins as Richmond.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't been that bad this year, have they, the Saints?
Oh, I think they have.
Like, you guys only just beat them. They beat Freo. Like,
they've got no talent. Like, anyway, not enough talent.
Do you have any odds?
Yeah, I've got them all. Oh, I was going to say one thing. Apparently, I saw on Twitter, I didn't see it. They sent Mark Blitzarves to Callum Wilkie. And like Mark Blitzarves is super hard to play on.
Yeah.
He's tough. He can take a mark. They just put him on him. And then, like, he just kept moving around, taking him to shit spots and stuff. So, as my gambling mind ticks, if Geelong play Brisbane in a grand final or in a final, we're getting on Mark Blitzarves for goals because he could go to Harris Andrews, annoy the shit out of him, kick goals the other way on him. Anyway, that's something we can put in the back pocket. Jez for 5 was 475. Sean Manor for 3 was 525. Surely it was more than that. Or maybe that was for 2. You couldn't get him for 3. Owens for 2 was 310. Nas for 2 was 1050. Danger for 2 was $1.70. Jack Martin for 2 was $8.50. Mason Wood for 2 was $3.90. And Stengel for 2 was $2.25. Nas for 35 was $5. Sinclair for 30 was $3.50. Holmes for 30 was $3.60. Brian Myers for 25 was $3. Ollie Dempsey for 25 was $9.50. And Sean Manor for 20 was $2.65. So there was some good money there. Wheelchair betters, Shannon Neal betters. He just cost so many multis today. I went Shannon Neal for 2 instead of Jez for anything. I'm like, who knows what happens with Jez? He might get wilkied. He was paying you couldn't get any value till you got him to $4, and then Shannon Neal didn't kick a goal. So
how crazy is it when you look at Jeremy Cameron and Shannon Neal, both key forwards?
Yeah.
How much better Jeremy Cameron is as a footballer? Like they're both AFL, which is if you're playing AFL, you're a gun. You're a gun. Jeremy Cameron is so much better.
He's so good
at everything. Than him. So yeah, Geelong, good win. And then this game was awesome, Jev. This is one of the games of the year. We haven't had that many good, especially Sunday Arvo games. These are the best. The 3:20 games. It finishes at 6 o'clock. You go order your Uber Eats. You get your pizza. You sit on the couch. You want a little bit in it at 3/4 time, and especially makes it better when there's a big crowd. They said there was about 70,000 there, and this was the test. This was the test for Fremantle. And as they said at 3/4 time, this is what you want if you're an opposition side. You want it. You're down by a little bit against Collingwood at the MCG at 3/4 time. What can you do? And Freo finally answered the test. The players all stood up. The back line looked a little bit stronger. Collingwood still gave them the business in that last quarter. They were moving the ball well. Nick, the amount of times he gets himself in the situations to try and win the game. When Shai Bolton kicked that last point, so I'm sort of going in reverse. Shai Bolton kicked the point. So Nick takes the kick out and he runs and then he gets to the next contest. Came back and then he went out back the right-hand side and he still got it another 2 or 3 times. His ability to just get to the right spots whenever he has to and get himself into a link of chain of play is fucking insane. But this game was awesome. They said, who said it? Matt Hill. He's not the prancing pony. He's the strapping colt. Have a look at him go. He looks strong. 6 goals. Did the work early. This is what you need. And I can't believe he was the sub the other week. Treacy was dropping balls. I think that you just got to persist with Pat Voss. I know he's a little bit more in the same category of a Shannon Neal. They're sort of similar-ish players. They might have some good games, some bad ones. But he definitely shows something. But he wants to win. And he gets frustrated himself if he fucks up. He really wants to do well for the side. So big confidence play. Definitely get him the ball. But the midfielders went to work. Brayshaw is a fucking gun. And we copped a TM, or mainly you, from Sarong's cousin. Said, stick it up your ass, Jev.
I'm not apologising. I'm not going to apologise, but I'm actually so happy for Caleb Sarong. This is all I've ever asked for, isn't it, Das? When you go on the road against a big team, don't play your worst game of the year. Play like you do against West Coast every time you play West Coast. And then if you win or lose, at least it wasn't on you. So when they went to the SCG 2 weeks ago, and if they lost, they were out of the 8, right? So win, you're in the 8, lose, you're out. And then he had 11 touches. I'm like, it's your fault, sort of thing. This is what comes when you're the highest paid player in the team. You're the best player. Everyone knows you're the best player. So all I've ever wanted was when it's the biggest game, play your best game. When it means the most, play your best. Das, talk about a pyramid curse. So I drove him from the pyramid. He has 37-1, 16 contested possessions, plays his best game of the season. I'm like, yes, Caleb. This is all I've ever wanted. And you could see how much it meant to him, how hard he was going, just everything about his game. I was so pumped for him. It's all I've ever wanted from him. And now it's like, you now just believe you can do this. Tell you what I rate, and it takes a big set of balls to do.
What's that?
Justin Longmuir just said, our 2 are better than any 2 you've got. Sarong and Brayshaw are better than what you got. So Sarong has 37-1. Brayshaw only has I think he had 24, 25. Nick has 43-1. Freo win. We always criticise coaches that if Nick had 43-1 today and Freo lost, we would have ripped him. And he just backed it all day. And it's like, yeah, our 2 are better than your 2. And everyone knows when you rank him, you go Nick 1, but then it's Sarong 2, Brayshaw 3, whoever you got it for, it's like, our two are better than your two. Come beat us. And they got it done on the MCG. That could have been a prelim final today, the way that game was played. Like, that is so much self-belief. And it's actually, and I feel sorry for Freo. I was a bit one of them. They've won 8 of the last 9. And after that loss to the Swans, everyone fired their coach and everything. We all ruled them out of the premiership and stuff. They've won 8 of 9. They've now beaten GWS at GWS, Suns at Suns, Pies at the G. Like, good on them. They're having a crack.
2 things. This is probably on me because I didn't really listen to the commentary that well. Are they managing minutes on Hayden Young? Why was he the sub?
Oh, I just think they wanted to get him through. Yeah.
Because
I watched Channel 7 today, so
okay. Because when I just couldn't wrap my greasy head around why the fuck he was the sub. Because when he plays, he's got such a point of difference. He slows the game down almost like Pendlebury. Like he's got great decision making.
Yeah.
And he's got a fucking cracking kick. And some of his balls inside 50. I think he came on and had 11 touches, and a lot of them were useful. And you know who? I don't know how you do it, but get this man in more bigger moments, Luke Jackson.
yeah,
He just fucking kicks goals.
nails the big moments.
He makes plays on balls. He takes big marks. He's fucking worth every little bit of money. Like, if you're Melbourne, of course you want him to try and come back, but fuck, Freo will do everything to keep him. He's a fucking superstar.
How is that
superstar?
That kick, Banfield to Young in the middle. Then Hayden Young kicks it down to Luke Jackson. The perfect kick, takes a big mark. Then he just went back and slotted it. I just love that they didn't feel the pinch or the aura or the intensity of the Collingwood fans at the MCG like most teams do, where they get run over at the end. They just accepted the challenge and got it done. Das, the Pies are starting to remind me of the 2024 Swans. It just looks the exact same. I'm telling you. They've been 10 points clear on top, like basically finishing on top for the last 5 weeks. Now they're losing a few. And there's just a few. Remember the Swans just started losing a few, but they were only by a kick here or a kick there. But then you're like, oh, there's a few chinks in the armor. They're beatable. They're still the best. I'm not just sold that they're winning the premiership. I think there's teams just as good, if not better. And so Freo have just showed they're better. Just as good. I know GWS think they're better than Collingwood. They pantsed them round 0, and then they've never seen each other again. So everyone go, oh, Collingwood are better. I bet you GWS don't think Collingwood are better than them. I know the Lions, they're going to be confident against them. Geelong have already beaten them on the G this year. They're going to be confident against them. So I'm just I'm not ruling them out. It just looks so much like the Swans last year. It just everything about it. I know Nick remember he was limping last week. He was great today. Just don't be injured grand final day like Isaac Heaney was. Make sure you were at 100% through every final. Just all that little stuff that we saw last year that they would have learned off. I can just see it. I see it to us.
So Collingwood to finish the year, they got Richmond next week. Then they got Brisbane at the MCG.
Tough.
So Brisbane are going to want that. That's their last big dress.
That could be a prelim final preview.
Then they got the Hawks.
Tough. That Hawks need to keep winning.
Then they got Adelaide.
Tough.
And then they got Melbourne. So Melbourne can always play either way. That's a bit of a push. And Brisbane have Gold Coast, Collingwood, Sydney, Fremantle, Hawthorn.
It's tough.
And then Adelaide's run home. Port Adelaide, Hawthorn, West Coast, Collingwood, North Melbourne. Adelaide can finish top 2.
Let's roll. Oh, let me give you some odds first. Sorry, I've lost it. Give me 2
Adelaide can finish top 2.
So Pat Voss for 6. I can't believe Voss kicked 6. All on Darcy Moore as well. They had to put Maynard to him. It's funny.
Darcy Moore.
Voss, you could only get him for 4. He was $41 for 4. Couldn't get him for 6. My check was $1.70 for 2. Elliott $1.56 for 2. A miss was $3.10 for 2. Still Sidebottom was $10 for 2. Some good price for 1. These guys kicked 1. Sarong was $3. Jackson was $1.50. Sean Darcy was $3.90. O'Meara was $3.60. Nick Dacos was $1.63. Nick for 40 was $23, Darcy. That's awesome. Sarong for 35 was $5.75. Luke Ryan for 25 was $3.10. Jaeger O'Meara was $2.50 for 20. And Bailey Banfield for 20, Darcy, was $10. Bailey Banfield's family eating well.
Nice. The super sub. You sub every week.
So, and now let's talk about a team that I'm genuinely believing maybe they're their grand final day. And it's like, who's beating them? And they're playing the perfect season. Like, they're just timing their season perfectly. If you come to Adelaide Oval, you get a ass kicking. Every team that comes to Adelaide Oval gets the business, gets belt to ass. Or they go on the road and they win. Like, this team is legit, and that is the Adelaide Crows. They were by 69 points before Gold Coast kicked a goal. It was 73 to 0 goals 5 or something. Like, this is legit, Das.
I really like them. I really do like the Crows. I love the way they play. I love a team that can score. Love a team that can score. They can get everyone involved, and then they're away. Like, Rankin gets involved. Neil Bullen is usually a hard target today. When he's getting on, like, he just got his lick of the ice cream today. He got a couple at the top of the goal square, kicking him, but still had his 30 touches. He's obviously looking like he's really enjoying his team, his year at the Crows. Same thing, just being able to put Laird, how we said they were so pedestrian, he's just playing midfield all the time, sitting him on halfback and playing him in that Zorko role. And yes, he might not be getting as much of it, but he's a pretty good release kick. So actually being able to let him just work off the halfback line. Dan Curtin is coming into his own. He looks like he's putting on 4 kilos of muscle every week.
Yes.
He looks huge.
Oh,
Jordan Dawson had a bit of
we're going to talk about Dan Curtin at the end. Yeah.
Had a bit of a step back today. Ben Keys could have kicked a couple more. He was a bit unselfish. You see one Rankin kicked one from the pocket that was riding straight through, and Keys left it, but it just missed. So he could have got a tap in and kicked a second there. But it was bizarre by the Sun. They just couldn't get rolling. They couldn't get their hands on it. And you could tell that Dimmer was getting like extremely frustrated. You can tell they were out there. They're just like, fuck, we're halfway down and we're already 70 points behind. We're not going to be able to come back here. Had a really good third term where it's just like, what the fuck was this?
They started playing well, but the game was over. Like, sort of meant nothing. But Adelaide had done the work. So the Adelaide would be the only fan base happier than Richmond supporters right now. Like, they are. I know they might have thought they were going to be good in Adelaide. They couldn't have dreamed of this, surely.
Probably not. But
this good.
Me and you were saying they were the only team in preseason that had photos of their whole team shirtless. Because I guarantee a lot of teams wouldn't do it because guys would have heavier skin folds, and you get guys like Kane Corns bagging him in the media saying, why aren't these guys on a gym program? Yeah. All of them are fucking shredded.
Ripped. Pretty sure none of them like went away or anything. Jordan Dawson just said, boys, cancel the trips. We're just getting to work. We're lifting weights. So it is impressive stuff. I mean, like, everyone knows, like, they've got the firepower for Jordan Dawson's just the fucking man. And tell you what I was thinking, if Dan Curtin turns into Jordan Dawson, like, I was sort of thinking, like, he's big, strong midfielder, but he's not Bont. I don't know if he's Heaney. I'm like, nah, he's just the next Jordan Dawson. And if he turns into Jordan Dawson, but by the age of like 21, 22, where Dawson's Dawson now, but he was like 25, 26, 27 when he turned this guy, he could be like what Dawson is now at like 21, 22, next captain of the club, whatever. And you're like, this guy's him. So does the rising star conversation come down to who would you rather for the next 10 years, Curtin or Levi Ashcroft, Das?
Is that what it comes down to?
No, yeah, like that could just, it's nearly as simple as that. Who would you rather?
My team?
Yeah.
Because I guess you got to put it into your team. I think I'll take Curtin.
I think I would too. So
he's
a year older, and he did play last year. So it isn't actually his rookie. He just didn't play enough. They've absolutely nailed whatever they did with him. Like how they just didn't play him all last year. Because remember they made it hard for him.
He was potentially, just because Harley was there, obviously they took him at 1, but they're like, yeah, but no, they might take Dan Curtin at 1, the homeboy. And he went to like 6.
Yeah.
Went to big 6 at Adelaide, and Adelaide are just like, fucking oath, we've got him.
Yeah.
What a pick. Yeah, he's going to be good. Same thing. I hope everyone stays healthy. All the top 8 sides, or 9, whoever comes in, like the Dogs, please no more injuries for the rest of the year. I want to see all these sides
at their best.
I hate like you said, we would have beaten if we had this person. I want to see every team fit and ready to go, and then we go to war. Matt Rowell apparently it was his highest rated game ever in his career.
Was pretty good.
He was good from clearance.
Yeah.
Him and Anderson, same thing. They were pretty good. It's just the rest of the team were going down. So here's one that we put on the radar. You know, say injuries, like one injury doesn't hurt a side. It does. I was thinking all day today before the game, I wonder how they're going to be able to run and pressure without Tuke Miller.
Yeah.
And it looked like that's exactly what they missed.
He's a freak.
And Mac Andrew went to soup again. He's had a shocking year since after he got paid.
It's been weird, hasn't it? Dermy was ripping him. He's like, what's he doing? They haven't competed. Oh, this is uncompetitive stuff by Mac. What's going on? They didn't even fight for that ball. He's in no man. Dermy was just taking pot shots at him. All right, let me get some odds. So Alex Neil-Bullen for 3 was $26, which is nice. Rankin for 2, Tex for 2, Thilthorpe for 2. Rankin was $1.87. Tex was $2.05. Thilthorpe was $1.30. Now for 1, Curtin was $2.30. Dawson was $1.90. Flanders was $1.83, and Saligo was $3.10. You couldn't get Alex Neil-Bullen for 30. I didn't not know he had 30 and 3.
Yeah.
There's some big performances this weekend.
Yeah.
But for 25 touches, he was $21.
Nice.
You could have been eating well. Rao for 30 was $5.25. $5.25. He's had it 3 of the last 5 weeks, Dars.
Nice.
Fiorini for 25 was $4.50. Flanders for 25 was $2.50. And Josh Worrell for 25, the seltzer drinker, was $4.75. Our man.
Very good. Very good.
That is the most hungover Sunday roaster of all time. All in one go. Basically an hour on the dot. We're wrapped, it's done, but we're about to do hook, line, and sinker. The pod you don't listen to. You know, what do you call it? Oh, thank you for anyone that came to 100K House. Anyone that tuned into this. We absolutely love you guys. Peace.
Bosh.
What are you prepared to lose today? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.